Okay, aloha everyone. This is Miracle King. I know it's been a little bit of a moment since I've made a transmission video, but on this gorgeous, incredible day, I just really felt called to transmit to you an update. When we really move through all of the FUD, the fear, uncertainty, doubt, and despair of the third dimension, and we go 4D, 5D, and multidimensional, we are being propelled into a state of total impermanence. The law of impermanence is such a crucial law right now for us to adhere to. Realizing the self is impermanent. And because the self essentially is impermanent, there is a great wisdom that actualizes. We have so many attachments to this body. We have so many attachments to emotions, and we have attachments to our material world. We have attachments to surviving. We have attachments to relationships and jobs that create comfort in our lives. And we have attachments to our blood family. We have attachments to our spirit family. We have attachments to our soul family. We have attachments to where we live. We have attachments to our country and our creed and our religions. And there's just so many attachments right now. We have attachments to whether or not we're going to take the jab or not take the jab. We have attachments to judging those that take the jab and not take the jab. We have attachments to playing into this game right now of duality. We really have this moment as we move through the changes of the seasons, as we move through this transformation, because we can all feel it right now, to really free up all of our attachments, to really allow this concept and this universal law of impermanence to really permeate every cell of our being, every subatomic particle of our being. And of course, through the philosophy of Tibetan Buddhism, something I really devoted my life to for 3 years, many, many years ago, I would say that this law of impermanence really shaped my ability to be able to really let go, not only in meditation, but also in all kinds of situations where potentially they were not going to be conducive for a benevolent creative field. And once you kind of get into this state where impermanence becomes your reason for being, then all of a sudden this world and all the trials and tribulations and challenges that are coming up for individuals and all of the groups that surround humanity, as well as all the really deeply entangled karmic patterns that are now presenting themselves from country to country and through this whole pandemic and this pandemonic that is not going to go away, that we are being challenged we are being pushed through the eye of the needle. And the only way to go through this needle is to choose to become one with transformation and change. And as we're being pushed through this needle, the vortex that's assisting and supporting us is this law of impermanence. And it is a beautiful law because, for example, I go to the Tibetan sand mandalas that many of the monks will come to a certain area. Maybe you're familiar with them, maybe you've been to a sand mandala creation, and it is an exquisite transmission. I've been a witness to several of them, and you receive this massive blessing from this transmission that comes through the Tibetan sand mandala. And these monks go all around the world, and they're guided through their Rinpoche, which means diamond teacher, to divinely dispensate this transmission. And they create to the detail. Our vision is created in detail. The mandala is created in detail. There are absolutely zero mistakes. It's absolutely perfect. The geometry is everything. And then what happens is that by the end of the transmission, which is usually at 24 hours, the entire mandala is wiped clean. And what is the purpose of that? The purpose of that is that the anchoring of that timeline then presents a wormhole to allow certain more benevolent energies and frequencies and vibrations to come through. And sometimes they're deities for a city, for an area around the planet, wherever the teachings are happening. And what it does is it creates that portal for everyone who's connected to it or brings their focus or attention onto it to have a massive blessing in their life. It becomes a very empowered transference of consciousness, of energy, specific to each and every individual who's putting their devotional presence or even just their attention on it. And so just recently, here I am, after 1 year, we created a incredible communiversity henge, which we called Comugate. And it took over a week for a whole crew of us to put this together, to implant this divine voidal sacred union here at 9,000 feet in Mount Shasta. And I've been doing this for almost 20 years, with a little bit of a hiatus for some years, but we would come every solstice and create this mandala. And every winter, this beautiful mountain, Apu Shasta, this vortex, would then cleanse the gate and we would have to recreate it. And so some people have attachment to that. I've had attachment to it because there's so much effort, there's so much energy that comes to create a henge. I always say it's one thing to visit like Stonehenge, one thing to visit a sacred site, but it's a whole nother thing to create and co-create one with other like-minded, activated, geomantic beings who are here to keep the earth and to sustain the nervous system of the earth. And these ley lines, these dragon lines all around the planet. So I've been an earth keeper. I've been a stone steward, so to speak, listening to the stone intelligence, the mineral kingdom, for over 2 decades. And I'm so blessed to have witnessed Apu Shasta cleanse this beautiful Comugate that we have co-created. And here we are as we're moving through fall, just to witness the beauty of that cleansing, to witness the purification from the snow melt and the flow of the waters washing everything away. So I'm inviting you with this transmission, if there's anything in your life right now, as we're turning the tide here, we are potentially moving in this next 6 months into 2022 and the rest of 2021 through some of the most incredible change on this planet that we might ever see. And there are potentials for more situations to arise on a collective level as well as tribal, family, and individual that will be extremely challenging. But what I want to invite us to do, because many are feeling this, including if you're listening to this transmission up to this point, that you have an opportunity to surrender to impermanence every single breath with everything in your life. And if you can really pulse through this eye of the needle, then you're going to start to connect with many others around the world, and maybe you already have, that are going to support you in their own conjoined effort to be in the law of impermanence. I am so grateful to be in this space of impermanence right now. It is such a liberating moksha space. It is such a sweet space of surrender, and I'm inviting you to move through your own version right now. And I'm excited to see what's possible when more of us in the collective choose impermanence instead of just surviving, choosing impermanence instead of just fighting, choosing impermanence instead of depression, choosing impermanence instead of just raging against the matrix machine, choosing impermanence and actually feeling great bliss, great joy, totally knowing inside that as we surrender and trust the great unknown in every breath and every moment, that we are fully supported and that we can merge and marry this divine voidal union, and we can pulse through this great silence after union, which is Kamu. Because truly, this is the portal that we've all been waiting for, and we are no longer waiting. It's time to move and take action, and whatever you're guided to be, to move through this portal together. Sending you so much love on this gorgeous day. Thank you for being a part of this. Look forward to connecting more soon, and please push that subscribe button and that like button, and it really helps my channel, Communiversity Portal, and I look forward to the next transmission. In the meantime, see you all in the impermanence.